Yeah, I was looking at the stats and Ole Miss, they have 34 sacks and 81 tackles for loss. I think for some like 350 yards, like three and a half football fields and lost yards. And I know some of that are probably against not great teams, but just as an offensive lineman, what do you think of their defensive line and just all the penetration and lost yardage plays they're getting? And how do you combat that?
Yeah, they're a talented group. This is definitely going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a welcome challenge. We're excited to see what we can do against one of the best D lines in the nation, and we're just excited to get out on that field.
And Eric, I think this is going to be your third. You'll be on the. I don't remember if you played in the game in 2020. Did you play in that game?
I play a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be, Lane Kiffin. He's won a lot at Ole Miss. He hadn't won at Fayetteville. He's gotten, beat twice and pretty good, margins. Um, just what do you think about Ole Miss coming into Fayetteville again and how you guys have been successful against them, previously at home?
I mean, we just been technique sound really when we played against them. I mean, we just trying to look forward to doing that same thing again, man. Just going to that mindset of we know they got a great offense, but to line up and play our brand of football.
Now, for both you guys, Hudson got back, he started the other day and had a couple takeaways. And obviously, Eric, you play with him for forever, it seems like. And Josh, I don't know how well you've got to know him, but just what do you guys think about, Hudson, his journey from walk on to SEC? I think he's played in like 50 plus games now. What do you thought? I know, Eric, I know you have too. Just wondering what do you guys, what do you think about him as a teammate, what he brings to the team, and just kind of his journey from walk on to, a key SEC player.
I mean, I think he's a great player for us, man. I kind of sound like me as myself. I'm quiet. He's more of a quiet guy too, but I mean, his play speaks for itself, man. He gets better every year, and he's a leader for us.
Hmm. He's definitely a talented player, but I get to see him in the classroom just as a person, and however talented he is on the field, he's even a better person.
How many classes do you have with him?
So we're in the MBA program together. So pretty much 75% of our classes for the past 2 years we've been together.
Okay, that's cool. Well, hey, I may have a couple more questions, but I'll turn it back to Oliver. Thanks.
Jackson, go ahead.
Josh, I know the offensive line has had some shuffling recently. Just what have you seen working right next to a Marion and over the past couple of weeks, and how he's settling in at right tackle?
Yeah, he's been great. It's been awesome to see him step up into a bigger role this year, and just he's handled it with grace and elegance, and he's done everything coaches asked him to do and more. And so I'm impressed with his level of play and just how he was. Whenever his number was called, he was ready to step up.
Sam has kind of told us that his athleticism is something that allows him to be successful over there outside. How does that, how do you see that with him, and how does that impact maybe the entire offensive line, his athleticism?
Yeah, I mean he's very athletic. He's a gifted athlete. He can set the edge really well, and in the run game he's a force. And so it just every day in practice he brings just another level that kind of elevates the rest of us.
And Eric, you guys got to play with a big lead kind of for the first time, at least in SEC play on Saturday. Was there, Coach Pittman said you guys maybe not used to that. Is there a little bit of a learning curve and maybe a different mindset when you're playing with that big of a lead as a defense?
Yeah, man. We had jumped out to leads like against Oklahoma State and stuff like that. So we kind of lost it at the end. So we just wanted to be more consistent with that, man. Going to attacking every quarter the same and not really slacking off. So I mean, that was kind of a big focus for us. And even though we kind of did let up some plays also, but I think we learned a lot from it from earlier than the season to now.
What have you seen on film from Ole Miss, specifically up front in the run game?
Man, they're a big group, man. You got two guards transferred from Washington, man. They're talented players, and you got two tackles that very talented players. And their offense run through the run game. I mean, they got a quarterback that can do both. He can sling it, he can throw it. I mean, he can make plays at anything really. So I mean, we just got to be on our P's and Q's with that.
Thanks, guys.
Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, Eric, Ole Miss's offensive numbers since Kiffin's been there have been really good, total offense and scoring. What is it? What is it makes them go? Why have they been so good?
I think it's tempo, man. I think the tempo they tempo a lot of teams and make them where they can't really think, so they kind of lose a lot of their assignments and technique just because they're tired. So that's a big thing that we're working on, man, trying to match their tempo.
Josh, Talen's numbers the last 3 games, completion percentage has been really strong, and it seems like he's more comfortable in the pocket compared to the 3 games prior. What have you seen of maybe his development as he continues to learn the offense?
Yeah, I think that just goes for everyone in the offense. I mean, the more games you get under your belt in an offensive system, you're going to perform better. I mean, I know that's the case for me personally. I can assume that's the case for everyone else. But I mean, he's definitely just a great leader for us, and we're excited to take the field with him on Saturday.
Eric, Landon was telling us on Saturday that the goal line stand package, y'all did the hippo package with bigger guys in. Can you maybe talk about how that worked? And then specifically the fourth down play, what did you see on that one?
You talking about against Mississippi State?
Yeah, last week, the fourth
Yeah.
down, the goal line stand.
Yeah, I just seen, well, for me, like you said, we were running like a little hippo with a big package in, and they on my side, their splits were a little wider than usual. So I kind of felt like they were finna run towards me. And I mean, T. Will called a great defense play, and the linebacker Bradshaw came down, and we made a great play.
Gotcha. And finally, Josh, their defensive numbers, but really high up there, scoring and run defense. What's imperative for you guys to get done on Saturday to have a chance to move the ball and score?
Yeah, we have to be assignment sound and technique sound. They're gonna move a lot. They're gonna have a lot of line games that we're gonna need to handle. And as long as we play with great pad level, keep a base, and then know our assignments, we just got to execute the game plan.
In the press box, we all knew Taylor was feeling better on that first touchdown run. It was the old Chris Berman whoop 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 kind of run. What did you guys? What happened on film review when y'all watched that one? What did everybody say?
It was just, I mean, it was a great play. I mean, he's a gifted athlete. He makes plays like these. It seems nearly every week, and so it's just I'm excited to see what he's going to do on Saturday.
Thanks.
Right. Yeah, you guys, both veteran players, obviously seniors, and what you got 4 or 5 games left. Is that sunk into you guys at all, and just kind of reflect on your careers to this point? And I'm sure it feels like it's going fast.
I mean, mine's been a long career, man. It's been very long, and so yeah, I haven't really looked too much into it yet. It's probably gonna hit me the last game, but as of right now, I'm just really just focused on the rest of the games I have left. So I'm worried about Ole Miss right now, but it hasn't really hit me yet.
Yeah, I agree with that. Right now, I'm just focused on Ole Miss.
Nothing. Not even senior day when that popped up. Nothing.
No, I mean
Okay.
that it'll hit me on senior night, but
Yeah.
the season's so hectic you can't really look ahead.
Yeah. Eric, I wanted to ask you about Jaxson Dart more specifically, what you guys see out of him as a quarterback. And you guys have faced just, freshmen and redshirt freshmen. You've faced veteran quarterbacks. Just your thoughts on facing a guy that's older like that and the talent of Jaxson Dart, a guy that you've faced plenty of times before.
Yeah, man. He has a lot of experience in the SEC, man. He's played against great defenses, and each week he's gonna play against that, man. And just his play style, he can turn nothing into something. I mean, you would think you have a sack, and then next thing you know, he'll flick it off to the back, and they'll go for 15 yards. So he's a great player. He can do both. He can run. He can throw. I mean, we got to be on our P's and Q's for both of that.
Thanks, Phil. Bob, close it out here.
Okay. Hey, you guys are going to be facing Pooh Paul. Eric, I guess you won't be facing him, but he was your teammate for a while, and Josh, you may literally be running into him. I was just wondering, what do you guys think about how Pooh Paul's doing over there, and do you guys ever talk to him or do you kind of keep an eye on how he's doing or anything?
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram, man. So I see a lot of stuff he's doing. I mean, he's having a phenomenal season so far, man. And for me, he was my teammate, man. I'm proud of him, and I mean, he's gonna come in with a little extra chip on the shoulder for our game for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's got the stats to back it up. He's a gifted player. He's going to test our mettle. I'm sure he's going to come into this game with a little extra fire, and so we're just going to have to handle that and just see what happens.
Yeah, Eric, you got the defense obviously did a great job getting takeaways and the goal line stands in the red zone or inside the 5. But one thing Sam Pittman talked about were the missed tackles. And I don't know if Mississippi State's just as good at breaking tackles. They're pretty good on offense if they can hang on to the ball. But Just has that been a point of emphasis this week? Maybe the missed tackles because that you guys have tackled pretty well most of the year.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, man. It's a big, huge emphasis on tackling, man. Just taking the right angles and using the sideline to our advantage, and using our teammates also to our advantage, man. Just coming in together as one, making the tackle, and not trying to just whiff blocks and whiff tackles. So I mean, it's been a huge emphasis this week.
I wanted to ask you a couple extra things about Hudson, if I could. He's got 6 picks, of course, and he had 3 in that Ole Miss game in 2020. I know it seems like a million years ago, at least it does to me. But well, what do you remember about that game? That was kind of Hudson's coming out party, whatever you want to call it.
Oh no, it was huge, man. I was excited for it, man. I ain't really never seen like nothing like that before. 3 picks in the game, so it was definitely a huge momentum boost for us during that game, man.
And the 6 year guys, Hudson made that stop on 3rd down in the first quarter, and Mississippi State may have thought they scored, but the refs didn't give it to him, so it doesn't count. And then that set you up for the 4th down. What do you think about a couple of you 6th year guys, 12 years combining the program, making that 3rd and 4th down play, and just especially Hudson, because if he doesn't make that play, you can't make your play.
I mean, it's huge, man. Just a testament to the willpower that we have, man. I mean, a lot of people could have easily just let up on that and it would have been a touchdown. But I mean, just the motor that he has just to make that play, man. So, like you said, I couldn't make my play without him making that play. So it was huge.